All right, so today we're diving into a place that sounds like, well, it sounds like something out of a fantasy novel. The Black Isle in Scotland. Except, here's the catch, it's not an island at all.
It's true. It's a peninsula. It actually juts right out into the North Sea. And, that blackness in the name, that's not from volcanic rock, like you might think.
Okay, so already we're seeing things aren't quite what they seem. I mean, our sources, they describe the landscape as like dark and rocky, covered with all this heather and bracken. It all sounds pretty dramatic. What is the story behind that blackness?
Well, the soil is really where it's at. The Black Isle is known for this incredibly rich, peat-heavy soil. And when you've got that combined with all the dense vegetation, you get this almost brooding, shadowy landscape.
So not your typical bright, sunny Scottish vista then. What kind of impact does that unique soil have on the ecosystem there?
Well, for one thing, it supports a ton of wildlife. Our sources mention deer, birds of prey, even otters.
Otters. Wow, that's pretty cool. They're not exactly known for just hanging out anywhere. What does that tell us about the environment?
Yeah, otters are a good sign of a healthy ecosystem, right? They need clean, clear water. Plus, they're just fun to watch. Adds a bit of charm, don't you think?
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got this intriguing landscape teeming with wildlife and a name that's already playing tricks on us. What about people, though? I mean, did people actually settle in this seemingly wild place?
Oh, absolutely. The Black Isle has a long history of human settlement. In fact, it used to be a vital agricultural hub. Small farms and crofts used to be all over the landscape.
I'm picturing these quaint little farms tucked away in this dark, rugged terrain. It's a fascinating contrast. Did any of that agricultural history leave any lasting marks on the Black Isle?
Oh, definitely. You can still see traces of that past today in the traditional crofts and these charming fishing villages that hug the coastline. And it's not just about farming either. The Black Isle is full of ancient monuments, castles, and ruins, as one of our sources put it. It's really like peeling back layers of time. You've got echoes of prehistoric settlements, medieval strongholds,
Yeah.
maybe even traces of more recent conflicts. Each stone's got a story to tell if you just know how to listen.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about a place like this. Not just the scenery, it's that feeling of history woven into like the very fabric of the place. So we've got these dramatic landscapes, abundant wildlife, a history stretching back centuries, and it's all packed onto this peninsula that's not even an island. It seems like the Black Isle's already breaking all the rules.
Yeah, it shows how important it is to look beyond those first impressions,
Mhm.
to really dig deeper and find those nuances.
Totally. One thing that really stood out to me from our sources was this mention of a mystical Scottish day out on the Black Isle. Mystical, huh? I'm definitely intrigued, but I'm also a little skeptical. Is this like messy level mystical or something else entirely?
Well, I haven't come across any stories about mythical creatures on the Black Isle, thankfully. But I think the mystical thing here, it has more to do with that romantic idea people have about Scotland,
Yeah.
especially the Highlands, those rugged landscapes, the mist, the ancient stories. It's easy to see how a place like the Black Isle could tap into that mystery and wonder.
So it's more about that feeling of going back in time,
Yeah.
connecting with a place that feels untouched by, modern life.
Exactly. It's about discovering hidden gems, exploring those ancient ruins, and really immersing yourself in a landscape that has, well, its own special energy. Those moments of quiet contemplation where you can almost feel the weight of history.
That brings us back to this idea of the Black Isle as a place that defies expectations.
Yeah.
It's not an island. The darkness isn't from volcanic rock. And the mystique, it seems more about a connection to the past, not just legends and myths.
And I think that's what makes the Black Isle so special. It invites us to shed those preconceived notions, to embrace the unexpected, and to find beauty in the most surprising places.
So we've explored all these layers of the Black Isle, the name, that landscape, the ecosystem, all that history. Would you say it lives up to the hype?
I'd say, without a doubt, it's a place that offers something for everyone. Nature enthusiasts, history buffs, or just someone looking for a unique travel experience.
All right, listeners, time for a decision. Knowing what we know now about the Black Isle, would you add it to your travel list? For me, it's a definite yes. Especially after hearing about all those historical gems, I can see myself wandering through those ruins, the smell of heather in the air, that wind whistling through those stones. What about you?
It's definitely moved up on my list. That combo of natural beauty and history is, well, just too good to pass up. And there's something about the Black Isles, I don't know, it's understated charm. That willingness to defy expectations, it's appealing.
It's like the Black Isle's whispering, come and discover my secrets. And honestly, who could say no to that?
Yeah.
Well, listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity about the Black Isle. If you're as intrigued as we are, we encourage you to, do some exploring of your own. I think for me, what makes it so special is that it's not about these, flashy attractions or tourist traps. It's about experiencing a place so grounded in nature and history, a place that makes you want to slow down and just connect with your surroundings.
Yeah, and I think that's something a lot of people are looking for these days, that desire for authentic experiences, places that offer like a break from the everyday. And the Black Isle seems to have that in spades.